Okay, hey, thanks for hopping back on, y'all. I see you, Jacob. Good morning. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, Gretchen.
Perfect. I think y'all can see so much better. Hi, Carrie. Hi, Mr. Anders.
Hello. Good morning.
Jacob, I've got Max here with me. Do you remember Max from when we went to camp and preschool and all that, right? Come, you want to come say hi? Okay. He's going to cook with me too. He joined 4-H just like you did this year. Okay, and I think we had, Kim. Hey, Kim. I don't see your picture, but I can see that you're on with Emily. And let's see. Who else? Okay, and just remember, y'all, I'm going to say this several times, but we are recording. And we're recording it for some of the kids that couldn't join us this morning. And I'm going to save it, and that way they can see our video. Okay, who else is here? Hi, Emily. How are you? She's on mute. You're on mute, honey. I can't hear you. I can see you talking. Why don't you get a step stool and come over here so you can do yours, okay?
I was gonna do it over there.
Well, I'm set up right here. So get a step stool or a chair, okay? Let's see. Emily, can you hear me? All right, good. Good morning. And then I see a new 4-H'er, and I'm not sure what your name is.
Asen.
Asen Goldsmith, right?
Yes.
Good morning. Good morning. Are you ready to cook?
Yes. I even got all the ingredients ready.
You are ready to go. That's awesome. Well, we've got, there's 4 of y'all on. Now, my name is, let's see, it's almost 9 o'clock, so I think we're going to get started. But my name is Gretchen Sanders, and I'm your county extension agent. But I also have, okay, so county extension agent means that we support the 4-H program. And y'all, this is my job, to do cooking with kids like you. Isn't that a great job?
Mm-hmm.
I love it. I love it. And one of the cool things is I've also got 2 4-H'ers. I've got 2 sons, and they're both in 4-H. And one of them is in 3rd grade, and he's here with me. So Max, do you want to say hi?
Hi.
To all the, lean in. There's Max. Max is in Emily's class in 3rd grade, and he's new to 4-H too. So I'm glad y'all are here.
I'm in 4th grade.
You're in 4th grade. That's a big
Yeah.
time, huh?
My brother's in 5th, and he tried to go for vice president, but he lost.
Oh no, I'm sorry to hear that.
Lost.
Better to try than stay home sitting on the couch, right?
Yep. They made it mostly Fortnite edition. Fortnite.
All right, so I'm just filling out a little sign-in sheet here, writing down everybody that's here. Asen, do you have oh, never mind. I've got you mixed up with somebody else. So I hear Max over here behind me washing his hands. Have y'all washed your hands? Okay, there goes Emily. She's going to wash her hands. Okay. So we've got our roll taken. There's 4 of y'all and me, and we're going to have fun. And I'm sure your moms and dads are kind of sitting around waiting to see if y'all need a little bit of help, I'm sure. So, yeah.
Well, my mom's at work, but my dad's here watching us.
Oh, good. Dad's here. I see Jacob's mom, and I saw Kim Singletary in the background. So if you need help while we're cooking, I want you to ask your parents or ask me, and we're going to be real casual. If you've got questions, just ask me. Okay. So we're going to start by talking about rules for cooking. And actually, you know what? Let me move just a couple of things. Okay. There we go. All right. So the first rule I've already told you. What was that? What did we just go do?
Wash your hands.
Wash our hands. And I know y'all have heard that a million times since March with COVID, but it's always important to wash our hands when we're cooking. And even if you wash your hands and you think, oh, they're clean, sometimes you might be tempted to go like this or touch your hair or scratch your arm. And when you do any of that, what do you have to do?
Wash your hands.
Wash your hands again. That's right. Good job, Mason. So for safety reasons, I want to make sure that everybody, does anybody have long sleeves on this morning?
I got short sleeves.
My son does. And so I'm going to have him roll his sleeves up because we don't want to get any long sleeves in what we're cooking because it could get really dirty. Very good. He's got them rolled up now. And we also don't want to have long sleeves because they could hang up. Maybe you're cooking something on the stove and they could catch on the handle of a skillet and knock it over, and that could be dangerous, right? Another thing you want to do is if you have long hair is tie it back. If you've got, actually, anybody with hair could end up getting a piece of hair in food, and that's always kind of gross, right? If you don't have a ponytail handy, Emily, that's okay. Don't worry this morning. But all of these things will keep our food healthy and safe, keep us safe. Another rule is to make sure that you read a recipe from the very beginning at the very top all the way to the end. That could clear up any confusion. And I know y'all, sometimes I have to read a recipe 2 or 3 times, and I've been cooking since I was your age. So the other day, I made some pumpkin bread for my husband to take to work. And I've been making this pumpkin bread since, let's say, 1994. That was a long time ago, right? And I left out an ingredient. And I couldn't believe I did it, but I had made it so many times I thought I knew it, and I made a mistake by not reading it again. So read it all the way through. The other thing you should do, and Asen already told me he did this rule, but he got all of his ingredients out. All right. This will keep you from having to run to the grocery store at the last minute. And I know all you moms and dads have done that. You get halfway through a recipe and you realize you don't have something, and then we got to run to Lowe's, right? Or sometimes I call my husband who's still driving home and I say, hey, can you stop at Lowe's and get this? I need it for dinner. So that can help us avoid that by getting everything out. We're going to talk about measuring carefully in a different session, but I'll touch on that a little bit today. What could help you keep from burning your food? Max.
Oh, I forgot.
Max raised his hand and then he said he forgot. What about setting a timer? You've got a timer on your oven. And y'all, I use my timer on my cell phone a lot. I tell Siri to start a timer for me all day long. So that is going to help you. Another rule that'll help you keep from burning your food, because if you're going to work really hard on a recipe, you don't want to burn it, right? You want to be able to serve it to your family. The other thing, and this might be the most important thing to your parents, is that you clean up when you're finished. Now, I really like to clean as I go. And if I'm done with something, I might just go ahead and pop it in the dishwasher or set it in the sink. If you prefer, you can clean up at the end, but we're always going to clean up, right, kids? And I'm sure mom and dad are like, I'm so glad she's telling them that, because we're gonna be clean, okay? You don't want to leave a big mess for your parents to clean up when you're finished. Okay, so now we're going to talk about knife skills. Oh, did somebody have a question? Okay, y'all ready to go on? Y'all got all that? Yes, thumbs up. Good. Are y'all good? There you go. Thanks, Emily.
Good.
All right. All right. So now we're going to talk about knives. And knives are probably the hardest thing for kids to learn, because you want to make sure you're holding them safely. But the other problem is that, hang on just a second. Sorry about that. My washing machine is running and it was making a lot of noise. I had to go shut the door. I told you we're going to be laid back, y'all. So the hardest thing for parents to do is to let our kids use a knife. And it's hard for me to give Max a knife, and he's 8 years old. And I'm sure your parents are the same way. It's kind of nerve-wracking. So, but we're going to talk about a few things to make sure that y'all are being safe with your knives. And we're going to start out by talking about a paring knife. Okay. So this is probably the handiest knife in the whole kitchen, because you can do so much stuff with it. It's good for vegetables. And for safety reasons, I really like these ones. I always buy them with these sheaths on them, so that they're covered up. And when you're kind of digging around in a drawer, you don't get cut. Whoops. And I've even got like a different brand here that came with the cover, and these are really nice. If you have these with the covers, don't ever stick a dirty knife back in the cover, because then this thing gets real cruddy and they're kind of hard to wash. So, okay, so you can even, if your parents are nervous about you using a knife, you could really even use a plastic knife to cut a lot of things. But the paring knife is probably your best bet. Now, when you take this knife and you hold it, you always want to make sure it's pointing away from you. Okay. And I'm going to take the cover off this one. You need to make sure you know which is the sharp end. And I'm holding this up for y'all and for Max. Why don't you come over here closer? Okay. So be observant and figure out. Now, the top part is not sharp, but the bottom part is sharp. Okay. So be observant, know which side is sharp. Okay. When you cut, actually, hang on, I got to change books here. I've got 2 books I'm using for our lesson. When you're using a paring knife, you can sort of put your finger on the top, and notice I'm grabbing it with the handle and I'm putting my pointer finger or my index finger on the top of the knife. Okay. And that'll give you just a little bit of pressure, but we're holding onto the knife with our other 3 fingers and our thumb. You with me? How many of y'all have used a knife like this before? Good. Asen has. And it's okay if you haven't. Max is raising his hand. So 2 of y'all have and 2 of you haven't. And that's totally normal. Because like I said, we're nervous to give y'all knives. Okay. All right. Nobody ever thought they'd have a cute little baby and they'd grow up and we'd hand them a knife. It's just hard to imagine. Okay. So we've got that. And then I actually have a bigger knife, and I was going to show you, if you're going to use one of these, and you might not do that now in 3rd and 4th grade. But this kind of knife you want to grab with your hand. Let me take that off. And you're going to hold it like this. Okay. And you're holding it really close to the blade. All right. You don't want to have a knife where you're cutting like this. That doesn't look very safe, does it? Not at all. All right, so I'm going to put that one up, and we're just going to use our paring knife. Okay. The other thing, and this is a job for mom and dad, is to make sure that your knives are sharp. Okay. Have you ever heard of that a dull knife can cut you worse than a sharp knife? Have y'all ever heard that? Have you heard that? I feel like dad would say that about, like a dull pocket knife or a dull kitchen knife. And the reason is because you're going to have to use a lot more force to cut whatever you're cutting. And because you're moving it more, you're likely to cut yourself. Okay. You shouldn't, if a knife is properly sharpened, you shouldn't have to push and use a lot of force. You can kind of let the knife do the work for you. Okay. Now, when you're cutting, I'm going to, let's see. Can y'all see? Let me adjust this. When we're cutting and we're fixing to cut some bell pepper, there's several techniques that you can use. And one is called the bridge technique. Do you see how I'm holding it with my finger? This is a yellow bell pepper, and I'm holding it with my thumb and my fingers. And the knife would go sort of under the bridge, okay? And the bridge techniques helps you from cutting yourself. Okay, so I want to see everybody make a bridge with their hands, including you, sir. Push your sleeves up or take it off. Yeah, why don't you take it off? Yeah, I think that's better. There, good job, y'all. Jacob, let me see. You got it. Okay. Now, the other technique is called the bear claw. And you always see professional chefs using the bear claw. And the bear claw looks like this. If you go to Blanco, you could call it a panther paw, but we'll call it a bear claw because that's what the cookbook says. Or even, gosh, even Jacob, do you think that looks like an eagle? Do you think an eagle does this? Jacob goes to Johnson City, and I think the rest of y'all go to Blanco. So we're doing our mascot technique here, okay? And what this does, we're gonna hold onto that bell pepper, and I'm just gonna bring it in so you can see. But once I'm cutting like this, I'm not gonna cut my fingers because I'm most likely to sort of bump off my knuckles when I hold something like this, okay? Does that make sense? All right, so the other thing that's a no-no with knives is we're never gonna hold something and cut while it's in our hand. And I've heard that emergency rooms call that avocado hands because people wanna hold an avocado and cut it. And what do you think they cut instead?
Their hands.
Their hands, that's right. That's right. So then you have to go, go get a doctor's visit. Okay, so we want to avoid that. Another thing about cutting is you want to make sure that your cutting board is secure to your counter. And mine has these like gray sort of silicone edges, and it doesn't move when I push it. Okay. If you've got one that's sliding around and you're trying to cut on top of it, you could cut yourself. And if you do have one slipping around, you don't have to buy a new cutting board. You can just put a little bit of shelf liner underneath it and it'll keep it secure. Okay. All right. Any questions about knives? Any questions? Okay, well, we're going to move on. Oh, yes, I have a question at my house. Yes, sir.
How sharp is a Swiss Army knife?
Pretty sharp. Okay. Do y'all, let's go back to sharpening knives. Do y'all's parents sharpen your knives in the kitchen? Do you have any idea?
No.
Yeah, that's something you may not even pay attention to. This is what, this is the sharpener that we use. Actually, my husband's really good at it. So I just ask him to do it, or he notices and does it. But basically you take the knife and you draw it through and it sharpens it for you. Okay. Let's talk to, this is not really cutting, but another nice safety issue. Max, come a little closer so they can see you. If Max asks me for a knife, do I hand it to him like this? Can y'all see that knife?
No. I mean,
I'm not going to hand it to him like this. I'm going to turn it. Actually, I'm going to pick it up. It's pointing towards me, but I'm going to hand it to him. Come closer so they can see. And he's going to take it by the handle. Okay. And that way we're both safe. Okay. Does that make sense?
it's more like scissors.
And Max just said it's more like scissors. So if you're handing someone scissors at school, you would never put the blade or the point to work. Okay, so turn it around. Hand me the knife. No. Did y'all see what he did? Okay, we don't want to grab the blade. Okay. We'll work on that in a little bit.
Okay.
Okay, so let's get started on our recipe. Do y'all have a copy in front of you? Okay, good. Emily's getting hers. Jacob, do you have your recipe?
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, and Max and I are ready. We've got ours sitting right here. Okay. So we're gonna start with our eggs, okay? And I think actually, let me do this. Okay, so we're gonna no, I got ahead of myself. What's the first step in our recipe, y'all?
3 eggs.
Okay, so so let's talk about the parts of a recipe. We're gonna do some basics here. At the very top, it says mini quiche. So that's the title of what we're making. Then a recipe should tell you how many or what your yield is. So how many mini quiche are we gonna get out of this recipe?
12.
12. Was that Asen that said that? Good job. Then below that, you've got your list of ingredients. And then below that, we get to our directions. So what's the first thing that we need to do in our directions? Come look there.
Heat the oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit.
Very good, Asen. So Max, you want to go turn the oven on? So you're going to hit bake.
Do you just do it now? Oh. Okay, this will do. Hey, Dad. Can you preheat the oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit? I honestly don't know. Can you make it? Can you preheat it to 350 degrees Fahrenheit?
The oven?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, you do this.
Bake.
What do you want? 350?
Yeah, 350.
It's already on there. It start.
Okay.
That's
preheat.
preheating.
Okay, now my oven's preheating. The oven, not mine.
All right.
Stuff in here.
Sorry, I got kicked off, but I'm back. We have everybody? Yes. Over there. Did I lose everybody? Are y'all there? I can hear people.
They have their face cam. Oh,
Okay, there's Asen. I thought I lost everybody. Can you hear me, Asen?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, awesome. Okay. Emily, did y'all get kicked out? What is going on? She is frozen.
And it looks like she's sleeping in a chair.
Okay, there's Asen. Weird. Where did everybody go? Because now I can't see Carrie or Emily.
It says the internet's working.
Emily, are you still there?
Say yes.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Oh, there y'all are. Okay, sorry. I just got kicked out and I don't know what is happening, Emily. And then Jacob and Carrie, there they are. Okay, we're good to go. We're good to go. Okay, so now that our ovens are preheating, and you always want to start with that because it can get hot while you're working. So we are going to go to the next stage. And Jacob, where are we at now? What's the next step?
Crack eggs and whisk them together in a large mixing cup or batter bowl. Mix
Okay,
in the
perfect.
milk and salt.
Okay, so we are going to use this is what we're using. It's a 4-cup measure. And if you don't have one like this, even a smaller one will work, but you want to make sure it has a spout on it because then you can pour the eggs really easily.
Oh,
Okay. All right. So have you ever cracked an egg before?
I have. It's not.
Yes.
It's weird.
Max is saying that he has cracked an egg before and it's very weird. Okay. Is it because it's so slimy feeling?
Yeah, I don't like
He doesn't like it.
slimy food on the next time.
You say hi. This is my other son. This is Jake. Okay. So you're going to crack 3 eggs into your measuring cup or a bowl with a spout on it. And did everybody say, Emily, you said you've cracked an egg before. Asen, have you cracked an egg before, honey? Oh. Okay, so are you going to crack these? All right, so you're going to, if you haven't done this before, you're going to take the egg, tap, and then wherever it cracks, you're going to put your 2 thumbs in
And then pull it.
and pull them apart.
The yolk and white will go in.
That's right. And then you need a place to put these, okay? So I've got a towel here. I'm just going to set them down. And did everybody see that demonstration?
Is this fine?
Yeah, that'll work. That will work. Okay, so
I'm gonna crack it.
Max, I'm going to let you crack the other 2, okay? Give you some practice. There you go. You did it.
Oh,
Excellent. How's it going? Oh, look at Asen. Good job. That's how you do it, man. Good. Let me see, Jacob. You got yours? Did you get all 3? Okay. How's it going, Emily? Okay. It's fine. Even if y'all make a little bit of a mess, as long as the egg goes in the bowl, you're good to go. Okay.
now we need a whisk. I'll whisk it.
Okay. And then I wanted to say a little bit about utensils. Actually, let me wait till y'all are finished with that. Let me get you some salt.
Salt.
We're gonna use a little bit of salt.
I just need to crack one last one.
All right, take your time. We are doing great on time. Actually, I'm gonna throw these eggshells away.
Yeah, throw those away. What do we have to whisk until?
The most important things when you're cracking an egg is to make sure the shells don't get into the bowl.
That's correct. Now, if you do get a little shell in your bowl, you can use another piece of shell to pick it up and it will grab it for you. And also, if you ever drop an egg on the floor, and that's happened to me, if you will take table salt and pour salt over the egg, it will make it congeal. And then you can almost like scoop it up with paper towels and throw it away. Otherwise, it just smears everywhere.
So I just did the eggs.
You just did the eggs. Let's see, Jacob, are you done with your eggs?
Yes, I just added salt.
Okay. All right. So let's talk about whisking those eggs. So, and this is just a note about utensils. This one right here is a whisk. And I'm looking to see if y'all have them. Emily's got hers. If you do not have a whisk, a fork will mix up eggs just fine. Okay. So not everything has to be a super fancy doodad in your kitchen. Okay. All right, Max, I'm going to hand that over to him and go ahead and whisk your eggs with a whisk or a fork. And really what you want to do is just whisk it enough that the yolk is broken up. You got it. Okay. Now set this here. Tap, tap, tap. Okay. And now you're going to add in your milk and your salt. Now, what I did for Max is we have a big gallon jug of milk in the fridge and it's sometimes kind of hard to handle. So I just poured some milk into a measuring cup.
Hey, Mom.
Asen, you look like you've got a full jug there. You gonna be able to pour that?
Yep, wait, how much?
Because remember, we're only using 3 tablespoons of milk. So I've got my tablespoon.
And I have to switch to a bigger bowl.
And a lot of times there's an abbreviation of a capital T or TBSP. That's it, Asen. Good job.
Okay. And 3 tablespoons.
Yep. 3 tablespoons of milk. So
I'm just gonna dip it into the milk.
do you want to? Like dip it? Here, let's we're gonna pour it.
1,
Milk in here. And then I poured it.
2,
You wanna pour?
3. 3
No.
tablespoons.
I heard something really important. One of y'all is counting their tablespoons, and now Max is counting his tablespoons.
Yeah, I'll just.
And y'all are going to do that the rest of your life. Just count as you go, and you'll never have to wonder if you got the right amount in.
Do it like this.
Okay. And now you're going to add a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And if you have not studied fractions yet, the symbol on there is going to be a 1 and like a / and a 4 below it.
I added it.
So kind of like
Perfect.
this. Like this.
I can barely see that.
Let me see. Let me see if I can.
What
Does it say 1
is
/ 4 on it?
for TSP?
Okay,
It says
And-
1/4 TSP.
that's it. That's it. So the abbreviation for teaspoon is TSP. Okay. And it usually, if you have a set like what Asen is using, it'll be the smallest one. Although sometimes you get a set with 1/8 of a teaspoon, but okay. So now once you have the milk and the egg, you want to mix it up a little bit more. Okay.
Well, one yolk hasn't broken yet.
Okay, mix it up a little more. talking to Asen. I think you're good, Max.
That looks just yellow.
Yeah, it looks
Just yellow.
Yeah.
that's like a light yellow.
So that brighter orange color of the yolk is not showing. So we mixed, it's almost like we mixed orange and white and got yellow, right? Okay, so now what you're gonna do is you're going to spray your muffin pan, or if you're gonna use liners, you can do that too. Either way works, and Max is showing us the spray that we're gonna use, okay? And go ahead.
Oh wait, I think I have the exact same one.
Oh, yes, we
I have the
do.
exact
It's
same
a
one.
it's a good one. Now, a lot of times I will spray mine over my sink. Oh, Emily's got it too, and I bet Jacob has the same brand. But it, let's see. Oh, he's got a different one, but it works too. Any sort of vegetable oil spray is gonna work.
So just spray this.
That's
Spray
right.
this.
And in Asen, you want to make sure you spray the bottom and sort of around the sides. So let me, oh gosh. Okay.
Not good.
That's too much.
Muffin, are we using a mini muffin pan or a regular muffin pan?
A regular muffin pan with 12.
Yeah.
If you don't, and Kim, if you don't have one handy, I bet a mini works too. Okay, and this is really hard to get the hang of, y'all, because I'm wiping out. We're lightly spraying. You don't want like just a ton of oil sitting in the bottle, in the bottom. You see how quickly I'm doing
Then I
it?
wipe.
And I'm going
I
like this
spray
in
my
each
oil
one.
and then I wipe it.
Okay. Whoops. Being kind of noisy. Okay. And I have a really good pan. It's from Wilton, and it stuff that I bake in it really pops out easily. But if you're worried about them sticking, you can use cupcake liners. All right, tell me when y'all get ready, and we're gonna move on to the ham.
Oh, okay, I'll get my hand.
I'm gonna put that over there for you. Bless you. Okay, are you ready to chop some ham?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna show you how
Got
to
my
do it.
hand.
I'll show them and I'll show you, okay? That's why I've got two cutting boards sitting here, one for me, one for you, right?
How much pieces of ham do you need?
Y'all know what's cool about doing this on Zoom is everyone is going to have 12 quiche to serve their family today. If we were all together in a kitchen, we'd have to share. But this way we all get to keep it for ourselves, right? That's kind of cool. Okay, there's Emily, there's Asen.
I'm gonna put my milk back up.
We should make.
Oh, that is such a good thing to do. If your milk is still sitting out, you can go put it back in the fridge because we want our milk to stay cold.
Mom, we should
Mhm.
on the
Here's the
December 1st we can do Halloween.
We're gonna do one next Saturday.
Are we gonna do a Halloween one?
Okay, let me know when y'all are ready.
Is it gonna be?
Emily looks ready. Are you ready, Max?
Yeah.
We're ready in our house. Take your time.
Lost it.
Asen, you sure look like you know your way around a kitchen, boy. I'm impressed.
Yeah, because I'm 9 and I've like started cooking since I was like 3.
Awesome.
So I've been like cooking for about like 6 years.
Come back over here. We don't need to leave the dog. Come back in. So one thing that's cool about these sessions that we're going to do together is this is something that y'all can make your friends One day you're going to have a roommate and they will love you if you can feed them. You might have a boyfriend or a girlfriend when you're older, way older, and you can cook for them. And then you can cook for your husband or your wife and your kids. So that's what we're doing here, is learning these skills that you're going to use for the rest of your life. Okay. All right. So I'm going to give you that knife. I'm going to use this knife. So we're going to chop up our ham now. Okay. And what I want y'all to do is to cut it in strips first. And remember, we're holding our knife with our finger on top.
Just like
That's
this.
right. And you will have to saw back and forth just a little bit, but if your knife is sharp enough, it won't be much. Okay. So what I did, and I'm going to hold
Is it
this
the
up so
ham?
you can see. Yes. So you're going to, you might need a couple more pieces, Asen.
Mom, it's not working.
So you're going to have a little pile of ham and you're going to cut it into long strips first. You know what? Hang on just a second. That's going to come help you. Okay, and once you have it cut into these strips like this, everybody look at the screen. Look at Miss Gretchen. Then we're going to turn them and we're going to cut them into chunks going the other direction. Okay? Okay, so Dad is going to come help you. So come over here and grab the knife. Dad's going to show you. Yep.
Okay, just do that.
Okay, and remember, I'm using my claw, my bear claw, when I cut this ham so that I don't cut my fingers. And then you should just have a little pile of ham pieces. And you want them pretty small because remember, we're making a small quiche that is the size of a cupcake. Asen, are you, can you see what I've got here?
Yep.
Okay, so just a little pile of chopped ham.
See how you're not.
And I probably, y'all, I love ham, so I did way more than what we needed.
No.
Plus, Max is doing his own ham, so we are set.
Here like this, okay. Move all this other stuff.
Is anybody left-handed? Do we just have one left? Max is a lefty, and sometimes it's kind of different to teach him stuff. Okay, so once that's chopped up, you're going to fill up each little, what do you call it? It's called a well. Each little well of your muffin pan is going to get a little bit of ham. Okay, so you can use your hands, which are one of your best kitchen tools as long as they're clean. Yeah, so each one is going to get a little bit of ham. Can I do some too?
Yeah.
Y'all, we're going to eat so good this morning, aren't we? A lot of times we have quiche for dinner, and Max just said, who eats quiche for breakfast? Because we have it for dinner so often. Traditionally, a quiche is going to have a crust like a pie. But this one is so easy that we just are skipping the pie crust. But if you wanted to add that, you could. Great. Here's some more ham if you want to use all that.
All right. Sounds good.
Good.
Hey, so you're supposed to be.
Cooking, but just so much flies that are bothering me.
Okay, go ahead and put all that ham in there because you're going to need your cutting board to cut tomatoes. Look. Quit eating it.
I'll think of a piece. soon.
Somebody's eating all the ham at our house as they go.
I love them. Sorry.
Okay, and once you get that, come back to take your time, but come back and give me a thumbs up and we'll move on to the tomatoes. Okay, go wash your hands. I know, but you touched the dog.
Oh.
Asen, you sure like whipping those eggs, don't you?
What? I like to spin.
All right, there's Jacob. Are you done? Okay. Okay, there's Emily. Everybody's ready. You ready? Okay. All right, so now we're gonna chop our tomatoes. And I bought Roma tomatoes just because I like the flavor of them.
I got this tomato. I actually like never eat tomatoes. Actually, I barely even know what they taste like.
Okay, well, this is good then. You're gonna try something you've never tried before. Okay, so I'm cutting mine horizontally across. And then what I'm gonna end up with are slices of tomato, okay? And this might be one that's I'm not conveying real well over Zoom, so you might need some help at your house. But again, I'm using my bear claw. I've got my finger on the top of my paring knife. And if you have to push down and your tomato is getting smushed, then your knife is not sharp enough.
Okay, so that's how you're gonna do yours.
Make cuts like this one.
Your fingers out there.
Push it closer to the screen so I can see. Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Oh, Max, you're doing good. Very good.
Okay, there it goes.
Okay.
Tomato, always put the flat side down, okay? Anytime you chop a vegetable, you want the flat side down.
What about a carrot?
Yeah, well, because if the flat side's down, it's not gonna roll, okay?
Okay. Did y'all hear what Miss Kim is telling Emily? She said, always make sure the flat side of the vegetable is sitting on the cutting board because then it won't roll. And that is wonderful advice.
Okay.
Because we don't want to have a knife with stuff rolling around. So keep that in mind. Okay, so then you're going to stack your slices. And I'm not sure you can, let me hold it up to my phone a little better. But I have all my tomatoes in slices and stacked up. And then we're going to start cutting again. And it's just like the ham. Now we've got long pieces of tomato.
Yeah, let me help you chop.
Make like little pieces.
Yes, you want to have it really chopped up. You're doing a great job. Look at this. Look. Okay. Make sure you go all the way through. Okay. There you go. And then you're going to turn it and you're going to go this way, that way, that way. And look, now you have chopped tomato. Isn't that wonderful? You did good. Okay. So this might be something that you're struggling with and you really need to work on it. Okay. You can go outside. Come on, you wanna go outside? You wanna go outside? You wanna go outside?
I think it's too cold for him.
We have a 4-month-old puppy, y'all, and this is his first little cold front, and I'm not sure he's wanting to go outside.
It's not 4 months. He's 3.
Okay.
He just turned 3 this month.
All right. So now you should have quite a bit of chopped tomato.
I know.
And once you have tomato that's all chopped up, you can go ahead and put it on top of the ham in each of your cupcakes or your cupcake wells.
All right, so take this
Oh,
out.
you're doing a great job. So now just pick some of this up and put it on top of the ham, okay?
Okay. And do it.
Yeah, 2 pieces is great.
Well.
Actually, you probably want more than 2 pieces, right?
Yeah, but you can go. You want to.
You can also buy diced tomatoes. So if you are short on time, you could buy those.
Look at you.
Y'all have done so much work. Good job. Good. You've got 2 more maybe. You want me to cut this for you?
Yeah, please.
Okay, there's some. There's a little bit more. And then I think you're good to go. Okay.
Okay.
All right. And then when you get done with the tomato, we're going to move on to the bell pepper.
I got spinach.
I love spinach.
I've never had spinach.
I love
I
it.
forgot what
So
it tastes
good. Are you done with your tomato, Asen?
Yes, but they're all over my my
That is
cutting board.
just perfect. Okay, I see Jacob is still working. Emily's finished. Emily, what color bell pepper did you buy?
I have bell peppers.
You didn't, oh, you skipped them? What is mom showing us?
Spinach.
Okay, all right. So I was gonna say, look what I bought. I bought a red one and a yellow one because I do not like green bell pepper.
Bell
And-
peppers
and-
don't like mommy.
Say that again, Kim.
Bell peppers don't like mommy.
I understand. I understand. The orange and the red and the yellow are a little bit sweeter than the green, but I definitely do not like the green bell pepper in anything.
So I'm gonna get my spinach.
Okay, so let's start. Jacob, are you ready to go on to the bell pepper or are you still working? Okay, so I'm going to show you how to cut a bell pepper. So you're going to cut the top off all the way through. Keep going.
The knife's not sharp enough.
It's sharp enough. Okay. Okay, and then you'll see the inside of it looks like that. Okay. Now what you're going to do is you're going to cut the bottom off. Okay.
So I just had bell pepper seed.
And then it'll look like this, almost like you can see all the way through it, right? Okay.
I didn't cut like.
Everybody with me?
That looks pretty sick. All right, now what? I'm good.
All right. Now you're going to go all the way through it and make 2 pieces.
Now you're gonna go this way.
It's like a fraction.
Okay.
One.
You just push
We got spinach. What do we do if we have spinach?
Well, wait just a second and let us do the bell pepper and then we'll come back to the spinach for you. Okay. So Max just said now we've got like a fraction. We've got 2 halves. 1/2 and 1/2. All right. Now I'm going to hold this up with my knife and show you, but y'all need to do it on the cutting board. But what you're going to do is you're going to put the knife just on the inside and you're going to cut all these membranes and the seeds and that white part out of the inside. Okay. And I kind of work my way from right to left. So then I have this like outside edge of the bell pepper. And then I have all the stuff in the middle that I don't want in my dish.
Hey, Mom.
So we're left with just the pretty part, right?
Do I take this?
So, okay, you want to work, hold on to your knife the right way. Good. And you're going to put your knife right against this. Oi. Okay.
Oi.
and get out all that, okay? And then Max is, do y'all see how there's some seeds stuck in there? You can just get those out with your finger, okay? But you don't want those in your dish.
So don't get hot.
Okay. No, these are sweet peppers. These aren't hot peppers.
Oh.
Okay. So then again, we're going to do it just like we did the ham. So we're going to cut our bell pepper into strips, just like we did the ham and the tomato. We've got long pieces, and you can even try one if you want to.
No.
And like Kim and I were saying, if you don't like green bell pepper, try the orange or try the red.
Because they're sweeter, right?
They are sweeter.
Okay, so the last strip.
Okay. And then once you have those strips like this, whoops, I just dropped one. Then you're going to turn them and chop them into squares. Okay. Will you let him out? Okay. And then once you get that chopped up, you can put that on top of your tomato.
Oh no.
Okay.
That's all
So stack these up like this.
Okay.
Okay. And get your knife. Where'd your knife go?
My iPad's on 10%.
Oh.
What, Asen?
His
My
iPad.
iPad's on 10%.
Okay,
But
we will, we're taking a little longer than I thought. We're gonna wrap it up here pretty quick, okay? Okay, so go ahead, get all that, and if y'all want to, you can go ahead. I'm gonna let Max finish the bell pepper here, and I'm gonna show you the spinach. All right, so you should have pieces of spinach like this, right, Emily? And we're going to do something fancy. We're going to chiffonade. And that just means that you kind of roll it up and then you start cutting it into little pieces. Now, if you were making a full-size quiche and a pie dish, you could have bigger pieces of spinach, but we want little, right? Because they're little quiches. Some yellow in there. Okay. Do you want to try to spin it?
Yeah.
Okay. It's all clean. So. Okay, how's it going? Any questions?
I'm going to cut it up into a small piece.
Wait, where do we put the spinach?
On top of your ham or on top of your tomato. And when you're chopping your spinach, you can stop, and normally we don't use the stem. It's edible, but it's a little bit thicker and more fibrous. So you probably just want the leaf part in your spinach. I think it's too cold. He won't go outside. So, you know what I'm noticing about this is how colorful it is. We've got ham that's kind of pink. We've got red tomato. Ours has green spinach and yellow bell pepper. So it looks like a rainbow. Let's do that. Okay, and then you're going to do the same with your basil.
Okay.
Here's our basil.
Okay, I'll get my basil in a second.
And I want you to smell your basil.
But my mom said for the basil,
Whoa.
only to get 2.
It sounds
Okay,
So
that'll
do I
be
need to
just.
get more basil?
so good.
Do I need to
It
get
smells
more basil?
amazing.
It sounds like lavender.
It smells fresh and green and good. It's so Italian, right? So I want y'all to do your basil just like you did your spinach, kind of roll it up. And what's the word I said? What's the fancy word? Chiffonade. There you go. Okay. Go ahead. You hold that.
We want to cut every piece of our basil.
Mm-hmm. because it's so delicious.
I forgot any more basil.
If you'd like more basil, put that on. Okay.
Oh, it even smells good when once you cut it.
Yeah, once you cut it, you can smell it even more probably.
I see that one that doesn't have that doesn't have spinach or basil.
Okay, if you've got everything in your cupcake wells, you can start
Pouring in the batter.
oh, you know what? We need cheese first. I'm skipping the cheese. So each little pile of vegetables and ham is gonna get a little sprinkle of cheese on top. Just like that. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna pour the egg mixture over into your cupcake liners, over your vegetables and your ham. And you're gonna have to kind of eyeball it because you don't wanna run out. So make sure that you do probably maybe 2/3 full with egg. So you can just pour that in. And if it's hard for you to pour in, get yourself a ladle or a big spoon. Okay, we need cheese in this one. Okay.
And that cheese sprinkler.
Some of these don't have cheese, sorry. I'm gonna,
It's fine, I can put the cheese over.
okay. Okay, I missed that one. So we may have to add a
Do I
little bit.
pour the egg
of egg.
in?
Yes, so go ahead and pour the egg in over all of your vegetables. And like I said, if it's too hard to pour out of the bowl you're using, get a spoon or a ladle. And then it's gonna go in the oven for 10 to 12 minutes. Yeah, 10 to 12 minutes.
Let's just make it.
Oh.
Okay, you know what? I think we're gonna have to add a little bit more eggs. So we're just gonna leave ours right here for just a second, okay? We'll doctor it up in just a second.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna wait till y'all get that finished and get everything in the oven. Actually, I think I need some Ziploc bags to put some of this pepper in.
So now I open the oven. So I open the oven and put them in.
Yes. And then you want to make sure to set your timer for 10 to 12 minutes.
So just do 12 or 10.
Okay, so I poured too much in a couple of ours and we don't have egg in 2 of them, so I'm not going to put mine in just yet. But once you get in the oven, come back and give me a thumbs up and we'll wrap up, okay? All right, Jacob, I got you.
No.
Okay, look at that up, please.
Wire fridge.
Yes.
Okay, I'll get it.
Good job, Asen.
Okay, Dad. How do you set it? I press start time.
Just do it on your phone. How much time you want them in there?
10 to 12.
10 to 12 minutes, y'all.
11 minutes.
No.
Not with food.
Okay, I set an alarm 10:30 a.m.
That's what I do, y'all. I tell Siri all the time to set a timer for me. It works so good. Okay, so if y'all are done, let's talk just briefly. What are some things that y'all could do different with this? If you don't like ham, what could you use? Turkey would be excellent. Emily, what would you use if you didn't like ham?
Turkey.
Okay, turkey. I wonder if roast beef would work. Have y'all ever had steak and eggs before? My husband is in the other room and he said bacon. So try a little bit of bacon. That would be good. And y'all did some substitutions with the bell pepper because, you know, if you don't like bell pepper, don't put it in or try a different color. And we talked also a little bit about eating this. Like I said, we eat quiche for dinner quite a bit, but it's certainly good for breakfast. And do you think it would be good to take in your lunch? Okay. All right. So the last thing I was going to tell y'all about if wait just a second before you clean up and let's talk about the food show real quick and then we're going to end it. Okay. So there is a contest called 4-H Food Show. Okay. And our district 4-H food show will be December 2nd in Kerrville. And that's a Wednesday. It's a school day, but it's an excused absence. And basically the food show is where you cook something at home and take it to the contest and you're interviewed by judges. Okay. This year, the food show theme is called Grocery Games, kind of like the TV show. And everything that you cook has to be under $10. And there's several categories like main dishes and side dishes. So if you think that's something you are interested in, tell your mom to send me an email or give me a call at the office. Okay. So y'all think about that. And it's 10:05. I said I'd keep you till 10. So those should be coming out of the oven in the next 5 to 10 minutes. And I hope y'all enjoy them. Okay. Do you have any questions before I say bye? Well, good. Y'all did a great job. All three of you sure look like you know your way around the kitchen. And I hope you enjoy eating your quiche and serving your family. Okay. So I will talk to y'all next Saturday. Okay.
Thank you.
Bye, Jacob. Bye, Asen. Bye, Emily.
Eat your pizza.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Y'all have a good week.
Bye.